go-rounds. The Ridge Recovery Center, which is part of Hartford Healthcare's behavioral network, is a long-standing leader in the treatment of substance use disorders, aiming to make necessary care a lot more accessible and closer to home. So today, Hartford Healthcare celebrates the grand opening of this recently renovated center, which is a remarkable space. And joining us live from the Ridge in Windham is Christy Scott. She is the Vice President of Clinical Operations at Rushford, which is also part of Hartford Healthcare's behavioral health network. Thanks for being with us. Can you tell us about these new renovations to the Recovery Center, the Ridge Recovery Center?
Yes, I'd be happy to. We're really excited about how the project came out. We originally brought this project and it was a retreat center, so we didn't really change any of the format, but it's updated, it looks fabulous. The individual rooms look like a calming space. We're really excited to start treatment here.
Programs, what kind of programs and services offer patients?
So we'll be providing residential substance use treatment here. So individuals will come if they're suffering from substance use disorder and get individualized treatment. They can stay up to 3 to 4 weeks and receive family therapy, individual therapy, group therapy, and lots of other holistic care like yoga, trail walking, acupuncture. So it's going to be a great place for people to come and heal.
Yeah, great to be blending both the holistic and the medical. So how important is it, do you think, to have access to this type of care right here in Connecticut?
Yeah, it's really, really important. Many individuals, people may not know this, but they travel to Florida and other states that have more treatment centers. So we're hoping by doubling our capacity at Hartford Healthcare, the individuals can stay in their home state with their family and support systems close by.
So where can people go to learn more and possibly see if the Ridge could be the right fit for themselves or a loved one?
We have a fabulous new website that just launched. It's ridgerecovery.org. It's beautiful. It is interactive. It shows all the pictures of the treatment, how to call and get an assessment. And there's also another phone number to talk to one of our liaison specialists that can really talk through the whole process with you. It can often be confusing for people, so we want to have as many access points as possible.
Well, some great information. Congratulations on the opening there for the Ridge Recovery Center in Windham. We appreciate your time. And for everyone watching, again, that website for more information is to go to ridgerecovery.org. The address is on your screen right now.